Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Stormwind, to the World of Warcraft, to Azeroth. We have got many mighty adventures to embark on, but before we do that, we obviously have to pick out a companion to go with us. And as we have got just a few bits left to do in the deep, dark Duskwood, I have decided that I'm going to go for rat today. I thought a rat would be fairly appropriate with all the undead. I mean, we could go with the stitched pup, but I kind of wanted to use that one for a different zone, and I'm going to try to use it every single pet that I've got. I mean, I've got 430 odd pets here, so I'm hoping that we can go through quite a lot of different ones at different times. I think the Stormwind rat would fit quite nicely, so this is the one I decided to go for today. There we go. There is our Stormwind rat. He is going to accompany us to the remaining area of Duskwood and hopefully complete most of those quests today. So I'm going to take a random mount and we're going to rush off down to the auction house and our mailbox and just see if we sold anything last week. Now, I did get a comment. It was actually only last night that, I mean, because I do record this the day before that it actually goes live. So the comment was last night and pointing out that I do persist in trying to sell things. Now, I do to a certain degree. Some things I will list over and over again, and when I'm playing, I haven't been playing regularly for the last couple of weeks. I haven't logged on my own character at all for about 3 weeks now. But what I normally do is every time the auction expires, I will relist it unless I think it's not going to sell. And I judge each one individually. So like these here, we're listing them for like 500 gold or 1,000 gold each, and that, to my mind, if I could make even one of those sales, it's worth me relisting that every single time for a couple of months. It just goes into the bag and automatically gets relisted. So we've got on here all of these recipes that we've got. Oh, we've got the Deadly Blunderbuss was successful. Recipe Seasoned Wolf Kebab, that was 14 gold, that's successful. The spider cake, the gooey cake. So we've sold some of these recipes in that. The holy protection potions, both of those didn't sell. The schematic for the goblin jumpers, that one made 20 gold. Recipe for the Gortusk liver pie, that was another 15 gold. And a deadly blunderbuss again for 10 gold. So the two deadly blunderbusses that we made with our engineering skill, we've made about 20 gold on those. The rest of the stuff we haven't sold this time. So we'll pull everything back in. Let all of the mail open up like that. There we go. And we now have 443 gold. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad at all. We're level... Actually, I don't even know what level we are now. Let me press C and take a look. We're level 26. So level 26, 400 odd gold. That's pretty good. I mean, we got no heirlooms, nothing like that. We're treating it like a brand new account with no boosts, nothing extra whatsoever. That's kind of what we're looking for. So I've got here some soulbound stuff, which is not going to be any good. I've just got to sell that to the merchant. I'm now going to go through and I'm going to list anything that I think we should be listing, and then I will show you what I've done after I've finished listing all of it. Just want to show you something a minute before I really get into listing everything. We have Scouting Gloves of the Monkey and Buccaneer's Pants of Intellect. Now, you get all kinds of different... You get of the Owl, which is Intellect and Versatility. Of the Wolf is Agility and Versatility. Gloves of the Falcon is Agility and Intellect. And of the Eagle is Intellect and Stamina. Now, of the Eagle, of the Falcon, of the Owl, we've got of the Monkey. It's set boosts. So, of the Monkey is Agility and Stamina. Of the Eagle is Intellect and Stamina. Of the Falcon, Agility, Intellect. And so you get these like set combinations of stats according to different names, and those names generally applied to a lot of different items. If I put something in here, if I go of the Eagle in here, we'll get a huge different number of items. Waterfall shoulder pads of the Eagle, Intellect and Stamina. Growing shoulder pads of the Eagle, Intellect, Stamina. So it's always Intellect and Stamina because it's of the Eagle. Necropolis, Epaulets. I don't know how to pronounce that. Epaulets. I really have no idea how to pronounce that word. Of the Eagle, anyway. It's of the... Okay, Necropolis Breastplate of the Eagle. I can do that one. And that one is intellect and stamina. So you see what I mean? And so, yeah, we've got of the monkey, and there's no of the monkey in there. But the other thing I wanted to show you was the scouting gloves of the monkey. Now, if I just get rid of the monkey and I just go for scouting gloves of, and then search, these are 200, 300, well, that one's 300, but these are 200 gold each for the 4 different ones. And then we've got Buccaneer's Pants of Intellect. If I remove the pants, of Intellect, and I just go Buccaneer's Pants, of the Eagle, of the Owl, and of the Owl, these are over 1,000 gold each. I'm not quite sure why. I'm wondering if I put them on. Ah, they're snazzy, that's why. See, they're bright red, and that could be very useful for people that want them for dressing up, for transmogrification purposes. And then the gloves, actually those gloves do look very cool. The fact that they're fingerless gloves as well, I think that actually makes them look pretty good. And then we've got the Black Rock Shield, but that's soulbound, so that one's man. Right, I'll get these listed, and I'm not going to ask 1,000 gold. I think I'll probably list mine for 500 and see if we get that. Right, I've listed everything now. We've got those I've listed for 500. They're the ones that were... The other ones were like 1,300. I figure that a lot of the prices you see aren't always priced to move. And so those ones, I'd rather sell them. So I've undercut by a long way in the hope that I can sell. Because if someone's going to give me 500 gold for those, I'll be very happy. I don't really care if someone else is going to get 1,000 gold for them later on. It might take them a month to get that. And I'd rather have that money now. I think that accumulating a decent bit of cash as quickly as possible is really going to be beneficial to us. So that's kind of the aim of the game here. And it's the same with those. They're 150. I've listed the 2 potions. There's no others on there. So we're 95 gold again for each of those. The rawhide stuff, now that is not priced to shift. I'm keeping those. I'm just going to keep relisting them. Keep relisting them. They cost like a couple of silver to list each time, so it is practically nothing. And if I could make that kind of money on those, I'd be very happy. And then we've got a bit of linen cloth for 12 gold there. That's priced at 75 silver per piece, which is fairly high for linen cloth, but I think we'll be alright. And then wool cloth. Now this is actually listed reasonably cheap for wool cloth at the moment. It's like 1 gold 20 or something like that, but I figure that 40 odd gold for 50 pieces is excellent. We've still got a little bit for ourselves. So there is our list. I don't think we'll sell very much of it. I'm hoping that we'd at least sell those 2, maybe one of those. I've got no confidence in those selling this time, but we could keep relisting those. I absolutely don't. I don't know at the moment. So we'll see on that, but that's all of our listing done. I'm just going to run out and speak to the merchant in order to engineering supplies. I just want to sell off a few of these items here. These soulbound items, we're not using those. We don't want any of them, so we get rid of those. All soulbound stuff can go, and then those linked chain shoulder pads, there is nothing appealing about those whatsoever. Nobody's going to be interested in that. The rawhide stuff at least does have an appearance that's fairly unique, which could be interesting to a lot of people. This, we're just getting rid of it. So we get rid of those brocade pants as well. Those, oops, I don't actually want to do that. I want to do that. See, very plain, nothing interesting about them whatsoever, so they sell to the merchant. The penny pouch, a 1-slot bag. I'm actually going to keep that one just because I think it'd be amusing to keep. It's like a flavor item, and I do like to keep the odd flavor item. Now, we've got these gooey spider legs. I don't know if we might check our cookery in a minute and just see if we can use them. Boar ribs, the bear meat. None of this stuff is actually going to sell on the auction house, and it's whether or not we want to keep it to try to use ourselves, or if we just get rid of it. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't really made my mind up. The mutton chop can go. I'm not going to use that. The gold there, we'll keep hold of that for a minute. And the flash bundle, right. Oh, and we get rid of the brass studded braces as well. They can go. I think that's everything that we want cleared out.
All right.
So we're just going to run into the bank a minute. And we're going to put into storage a couple of these items that we want to keep that don't do a lot. They're flavor items more than anything else. Now, the reagent bank costs 100 gold to open. Now, this one's quite useful, because it automatically puts all the raw materials in there rather than carrying them around. But I don't want it at the moment, and it's not worth 100 gold to me at the moment. It will be later on, but we'll put that one in. We'll put in the flash bundle, which we're going to keep. And is there anything else here? Right, so the Westfall stew and the goblin jumper cables, we could always come back to those later on and get them out of storage. And, you know, that might be useful. But on the other hand, we don't really run out of bag space at the moment, do we? We don't have any issues with bag space. We don't need to worry about that. And we got the same up here, like the shadow gems. There's no other bit. Oh, that one there, the great pinching sack. We can get rid of that one. Target dummies. Now, that's something that we really want to try and use as we're fighting, but whether we'll actually remember to do that, I'm not really sure. That's yeah, we'll wait and see on that one. So now we want to teleport. We've done everything that we need to do in Stormwind. We've done our auctions. We've dealt with the bank. We've sold our trash that was in the bags, and so now we can rush off and we can start questing. And I try, whenever I'm actually playing this game myself, this is generally the approach that I take. I will have a session in the auction house. I will sell anything that I want to sell, anything that needs to be sold. Well, I mean, to be fair, with my characters, I have a dedicated auction character. It lives in Stormwind and just stays there, and whenever I want to do something, I jump out. If I want to sell anything I pick up that I want to sell, I go... Let me just check my cooking a minute. We've got one Calderai spider kebab that we can make. Yeah, whenever I've got something that I want to sell on my main character, on Frithgar, I post it to my auction character, and it's the same with my other characters as well. I just, anything that needs to be sold, it gets posted to my auction character, and as soon as I've posted it to my auction character, I don't need to worry about it anymore. And the first thing I do when I log on is I go to my auction character first, collect anything from the auctions, relist any auctions that need relisting, check the auction house for any good deals that I might, because I do what's known as flipping. You buy something in order to resell for a higher amount, and I got a list of things that I check for items that I want to flip, and so I'll go through and I'll do all that, and that usually takes me anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes playing around my auction character. I love playing with my auction character. Sometimes I will take longer than that. I spend a long time looking through the auctions and studying the different prices and stuff like that. It's because it's an aspect of the gameplay I particularly enjoy. Once I've done that, log on to Frith, and I do any daily quests that I might want to do. Now, there's a few things that I do every time I log in. Just a few little quests and that earn me a bit of extra stuff, things to sell on the auction house, that kind of thing. So I go and do those. They take maybe 5 minutes. Once I've done that, I then check through my bags and make sure there's nothing in there that I want to send to my auction character. Anything that needs to be gets sent off, and then anything that isn't going to be done but I want it sold, I move it to a section of my bags, and then I go to the vendor, sell it all off, then I'm good to go. Once I've done all that, I mean, usually if I'm logging on to Warcraft, I'm going to be there for an hour or more. All of that process depends. It depends how long I spend on my auction character. 10 minutes on my auction character, 5 minutes on Frith to do the various different bits. So 15 minutes, and then I'm good to go. And I can go and play for several hours then of questing and doing all kinds of different things without worrying about my bags being filled up unnecessarily fast, which is really, really frustrating when you're playing and you want to just sort of keep going. It's annoying to have to keep stopping and going back for your bags that have been filled up and you're not able to do anything with them. So then you've got to stop and sell a load of stuff. I mean, it's useful that I've got a mount that has a trader on it, which makes a huge difference. However, it's still frustrating at times when you're trying to get through and you just want to, like, hurry up and get things done. Right. We need 8 Widow Venom Sacks. And there's a few of that, so we want those. We need to report to Lieutenant Doran. Oh, that's in Stranglethorn. We're not going to worry about that one. I was actually asking people what you wanted me to do, and I've had suggestions of Stone Talon Mountains and the Arathi Highlands. So I'm going to take a look at... Ooh, that was highly effective, wasn't it? What is Stone Talon Mountains? I can't remember. They're over here. Stone Talon is 25 to 30, so that's actually in our level zone. And over this side, Arathi Highlands is also our level zone. Now, I've done Stone Talon a very long time ago, but it's been a long time since I've done it, and I did not enjoy that as much as I enjoyed the Arathi Highlands, so I may very well go for the Arathi Highlands this time, and then I'll move over. Once I've done Arathi Highlands, I might then go over to Stone Talon. Sometimes you get like short quest lines these days, and it doesn't like get you from 25 to 30, so we'll see. I'm going to go to Arathi Highlands, I think, first, and then... sort of play it by ear after that. We might go on to Stone Talon afterwards, or we might just move on to a higher level zone. I'm not quite sure yet. Let's just grab this copper a minute. Any copper and stuff that I get now, copper, I can sell all of it because we've gone past the copper stage with our engineering. So we don't need to stop for copper anymore. We don't need to keep hold of it. We can sell all of the copper ore. just as it is, and that's all pure profit. So whenever you're going around, that is just money in the bank now. Every time we find copper, that and the rough stone, because it amazes me that rough stone actually sells. I find it stunning that people are buying rough stone. It's so easy to get. It used to be utterly worthless, but now people are actually paying money for rough stone. I'm not going to complain about that. I'm quite happy. If people want to buy it, then we will provide it for them. I figure, you know, we're offering a service. That's kind of the whole point of this game, really. Is most of it is all about just offering whichever services that you can at the time. Grab that one. So we need 3 more Black Widows. There's one over there. If I can get to it. Come over here. Is there another one? There's one up there. Haul that one over this way. So I got 2 of them.
I need to get closer.
Let's get you. And bang. Right, that one should be out. He's done as well. Just didn't quite realise it. That's why he was still moving around and twitching. And we got 1 more over there, and that'll be that. What do we got to do there? Oh, 20 ghouls, and we got to find the remains of Morbent Fel. Now, that used to be a quest line. The Morbent Fel thing was a quest that you had to do a long time ago now. I don't really remember the quest line very well, but it was quite entertaining to do it. I quite liked the finishing quest lines that you had over here. You didn't have a flight point over here at Ravenhill Cemetery either, so it took longer because you had to keep running backwards and forwards, which... I mean, I liked it, but at the same time, it was really frustrating. So I am kind... It's one of those things where you miss it, but at the same time, you're really, really glad to see the back of it because, oh, wasn't it frustrating? Wasn't it frustrating to have to just keep running backwards and forwards all the time? It was awful. Right, we've got a cloud of green stuff there. That's not actually very good. We don't want to be breathing that in if we can help it. So there's 3 ghouls taken out. If we go and head towards the remains of Morbent Fel... we can deal with that and hopefully find a few ghouls along the way. I mean, if we can't, we can't. We'll just have to wander around the churchyard a little bit as we... is it church? Is it actually a church in this game, or is it... I mean, I know that you got, like, the Cathedral of Light, but are they churches, or is it just cemeteries? I'm not quite sure. Because, I mean, here in the UK, we call them churchyards. It's always just a churchyard. Alright, alright. Can't attack it. Can't attack it. Oh, yes, and of course, you come up to this house and everything goes dark. That's still a thing. I love the fact that that is a thing. It's just brilliant because of the... It just gives so much more... this, like, dark, sinister feeling as you travel through here. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. I genuinely, genuinely love this bit. Right, let's grab you, and I'm going to persuade you to come up as here as well by throwing that at you. Can I get another one? Maybe not. Let's concentrate on... I one-shotted him. I'm not supposed to one-shot them. I'm supposed to persuade them to come up here and see me, so that I don't have to run all the way down to loot them. And, yeah. I do have... there's the AoE loot that you can use. The only thing I don't do is I don't have auto-loot, because I like to see... Right, we got more Aladdin there. He's actually an elite, and he's fairly powerful, but... we're more powerful. Look at that. That really wasn't much of a fight, was it? But we have a... ooh, very nice. Diamond hammer. Right. Let's just investigate that one a minute. That is very nice. Binds when equipped. Binds when equipped. Item level 25. I tell you what, that would probably fetch a very nice price on the auction house. If we stick with a sword, rather than go... I mean, because you can use a mace with a paladin. But I reckon that would fetch an absolute fortune on the auction house. I really do. Right, we're going to hold that one. We're not actually going to use it. I'm quite happy with our strength at the moment, so I don't think... I'm not feeling the need to equip that weapon. And because of that, I think that we could fetch a very handsome sum for that... what do you call it? Knife. Not knife. Not sword. Mace! Mace! That's the word why couldn't I think of that? So, yeah, that mace, I think we could fetch a very, very generous price for it. Those blues, they're very popular, especially among the PvP community, because they can be used in the battlegrounds. And that's going to appeal to them more. Right, we've got another green there that we'll be able to sell. All of these low-level stuff, anything up to, like, I think it's, like, up to level 60, is worth a great deal. We'll be able to find all kinds of them. Whether we'll get anything like that above that level, I don't really know. Right, blood-soaked hat. The fate of Morbent Fel. Right, report to Lieutenant. Nope. That's just ready to turn in. So we've got Morbent Fel, who is the necromancer up here. We've just found his hat. Now, this one here, I'm just going to untrack that one so we don't have it on the side, because we're not actually going to it. We've got a quest here at the grave, and then... Is there any more quests anywhere else? I don't think there is. I think it's just this quest here. A weathered grave. Weathered grave, marker reads simply Morgan Ladimore. Upon further examination, you notice the dirt over the grave has been recently disturbed, and that a good amount of the dirt seems to have been displaced. Speak with Sira von Indy in Darkshire. Okay, interesting. Where have we got to go? Oh, we've got to go all the way back over here to speak to her. Right, well, we're not going to do that for a moment. We're going to head back into the graveyard. We've got 7 more ghouls to slay. Then we need to head back to the quest hub and speak to people over there. There's a bear over there. I don't want coal pelt bear. What sort it was. And I will taunt that guy up there. And then go for this one. Shield on them both. And you, look at that. We're one-shotting them now. We're a lot more powerful than anything is here. So we're able to get through them much more efficiently than we could. So I'll come over here. I don't know if that elite is going to turn up again. I don't think we'll be able to get another really cool hammer or anything from him. I think that was just a one-off. It would be very awesome if we could get another one. If we could find him again and get a second one, that would be absolutely brilliant. I taunted the wrong one. I meant to taunt that one down there. Let's bring you in and wallop you with the shields. There we go. We have... There's a few items there. So what do we got? We got 2 more that we've got to take. So there's skeletons here, which aren't actually in it. And then there's the ghouls. So I think we'll probably have to come back and do skeletons later. It's generally how these things work. Let's just grab you as well. Like that. And shield. Another shield move. And we're done. Right, let's get out of here. We can race over here, ignoring the spiders, ignoring the remaining undead, ignoring the skeletons. That one there, we will get to that in a bit. Although I suspect that if we're going to have to deal with that, we're going to have to go over to the quest area, Sira von Indy, and speak to her. Then we're going to have to come back over this side and do something else on top, so it's going to sort of drag it out a little bit. So we may... Well, we'll see. We'll see how this goes on. The cries grow softer for now. Light bless you, Grundorn.
Keep your chin up, eh?
Right, no more quests there. We're going to level up next. Sven Jorgen. It's clothes and bloodstains. If it's not tricks, it's something worse. The others here share my suspicion. Morbent Fel lives on in undeath, and may be even more powerful than before. A necromancer was struck down, but a leech may have risen in his place, and now he continues to ruin this land. I remember Duskwood before all this, Grundorn. I remember bright skies and peaceful woods. This cannot stand. Morbent Fel must be stopped for good. Speak to Sister Elsington. Her vision might guide you to where Morbent Fel is and how he can be defeated. Wasn't it Morbent Fel that we just killed? I'm pretty sure it was. Don't worry, mate. We've already got him. Don't worry. We're on the case. Did you get it? Please tell me you got it. Oh, thank you, thank you. You saved me from having to go into the woods with those awful things. At least for a day, that is. I'm afraid that... Well, I'm just plain afraid, but I'm also sorry to have to ask for another favour. Master Harris needs brains. Bear brains. They're part of a serum, apparently, or at least a proper substitute. There's plenty of black bears in the woods to the west and along a riverbank, but I can't do it. I'm too terrified to go out there and face those huge things, even with a rifle. Please, let me pay you to bring some back. I accept. We'll do that. And I need to go and speak to her so that we can find out about Morbent Fel. It's heartening to see one so recently recovered to be so concerned with the plight of others. Sven spares himself suffering by not dwelling on his own misfortune. Sven is correct. I can feel the presence of a powerful evil deep beneath the Raven Hill Cemetery. Evil lurks in its catacombs, and Morbent Fel must be the source. You'll need the power of the light to strike him down, Grundorn. Sven told me the heroes who first slew Morbent Fel wielded an artifact of light-forged iron imbued with holy power. That artifact is still here. I can feel it as well, a glimmer of light amidst the darkness. Search Raven Hill for it, and let the light guide you through it. I'm pretty sure I was the hero that came through and did that. Me, Frithgar.
You wouldn't want to see me.
Well, we're Grundorn now, but yeah, Frithgar, the mighty hero Frithgar. He came through several years ago, and he slew Morbent Fel. I'm sure of it. I am absolutely positive. Right, let's go and kill a load of bears, and after we've killed a few black bear brains we need. After we've acquired some brains, it's very gruesome, really, the things that we get asked to do. Oh, just go and kill a few of those animals over there. Oh, and while you're at it, scoop out their brains for me, will you? Here's a big spoon. You can use that. That might help. Yeah, it's kind of disturbing, really. There used to be a comic strip. A Warcraft player had this absolutely fantastic comic strip that they used to use, and they used to publish regularly. It was absolutely hilarious, and they one of their comic strips, they did sort of point out the same thing, this like absurdity of please just go and kill those items. Oh, and bring back their intestines, and bring back the bring back brains on that one, and then that one there has got something in its stomach, so please cut open their stomachs and bring those back to me, and so on and so forth. And yeah, it's generally quite disturbing when you stop to think about it. Probably better if we don't. It's probably best if we don't think about it too much. Right, so we got one black bear brain there. I killed 2 of these and we only got 1 brain. I feel hard done by. Another rotting bear carcass, and there's another one up here. 1 shot. Look at that. Right, there's 4 of 8. There's another bear over there. Is there any others close by? There's 1. There's 2 up this way. We'll grab these 2 a minute, and then we'll go and do this bit with Morbent Fel, and maybe come back out and grab a couple more bears. And you.
I'm out of range.
Come down here. I want a word with you. There. That's what I got to say to you. 2 more bear brains. Oh, excellent. I wonder if I've got someone close enough. If I've got a couple of them close enough, we'll grab this while we're over here and save us having to travel too far. It's probably the more sensible option. Right, there's 1. Grab him and then grab him like that. We're good to go. With the shield, and then the shield thing again, and yes. Right, that's that one done. We'll race back over here. I'm really looking forward to seeing how much we could sell this hammer for. I think I might actually go to Stormwind before the end of this episode and list that one just to see if we can actually do this. Because if we can sell that hammer for as much as, I think that we can get a couple of thousand for that one. More Ladim. No, it's not more Ladim it's Morbent Fel that we're going for, isn't it? So this is a different guy. So maybe he's going to be generous and give us something else again. Go on. Anything good the second time? No. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Where is it that we need to go this time? Guided by the light. Right, so we've got to go over that side. I thought it was in here. This is a bit we go in later. Oh, this is one of my mammoths. I don't very often ride around on a mammoth in lower level zones. It does feel out of place riding the mammoths here. That's a pet trainer. The blue exclamation mark over there. You can do a daily battle with them. But yeah, I don't very often like to ride the mammoths around in the basic zones because in the starter zones, because it does feel out of place. Sometimes the different ones feel a little bit out of place, and I don't really like mammoths very much. I will ride them. I do actually use them every now and then. There we go. But I don't like to all the time. Buried in the cold dirt, you find a brilliant metal shaft, but there are holes where pieces of the artifact are clearly missing. In front of you, the bare earth slopes down towards the dark entrance to the crypts. You can feel the tug of the light-forged artifact urging you towards it. Perhaps the other piece is down there? Well, it would appear that we're going deep underground, and our rat is flying. He's floating! It's a flying rat! That's brilliant! Right, there's lots of your brethren down here. We're probably going to do something nasty to them. I think. Nope. Not at the moment. We don't need to at the moment, but there is a large quantity of dead creatures in here that we're going to have to be careful of. We don't need to worry about them too much. All we've got to do is find the light-forged arch within the catacombs. So as long as we just keep running, we should be able to avoid most of the issues down here. There's going to be 1 or 2 issues, but we should be able to avoid most of them. We've got some silent shades here to deal with. It's not that one, that's where we need to go. So if I go over here and I grab all of these up like this and then fight them as rapidly as I can, I should be able to take most of them out. There's 2 of them out. There's just 1 left. Okay, I did that highly efficiently. I feel we're getting better. I mean, yes, we're now 2 levels above this zone, so that probably got something to do with it as well, but still. I do like to think that we're at least improving a little bit. Are we? Maybe a bit? I don't know. In the dirt of this alcove, your eye catches a shine of brilliant metal. You found another piece of the artifact. You attach the arch to the rod. The artifact is nearly complete. A large gap still sits at the center of the holy symbol's head. Once again, you feel it tug your arm, urging you towards the hole in the wall and the winding tunnel ahead. The last piece must be through there. Right, we've got to go in that way, so let's just deal with the silent shade a moment. You're supposed to be silent. You're quite noisy for a silent shade. And then we go deep through this quiet... I actually really like this tunnel. I've been in here several times now, and it's quite awesome. You've got everything going on out in the world. The whole of Warcraft. You've got all of this stuff going on. These battles, these epic, mighty battles on all of these places. The Broken Isles, the demons, and Draenor, Outland. There's so much going on out in the world. And here you are, in a tunnel, deep underground, with nothing and no one nearby. You could sit down here for a week, and quite possibly no one would ever come through here. I think this is it's not very often travelled, this area, and that's something that I particularly love about it. There's something appealing to me about that. I don't know why. In the darkest depths of this earthen tunnel, you spy the faintest gleam. The last piece is found. The piece is fit, and the holy artifact is restored, gleaming with sacred light. This should let you defeat Morbent Fel's dark magic. Further down the tunnel, away from the direction you came from, a heinous cackle rings out. It's the clattering laugh of a leech. Morbent Fel is just ahead. Okay, this could be interesting. This, ladies and gentlemen, could be the ultimate battle between good and evil. This is why we left our farm. Well, actually, we left our farm because the murlocs came out and destroyed it, and destroyed everything we knew. But you know, this is the type of battle that we have prepared ourselves for. This is the type of thing that we are ready to take on. Right, that there increases the caster's armor and resistance to spells. Not good. We need to just take him down. I don't think there's anything else to worry about. Just start attacking. I wonder if we can do this without using the artifact. Okay. Yes, we can do this without using the artifact. We are indeed very powerful now. Quite possibly too powerful for this zone. But I'm determined to do all of the quest lines in this zone. I'd like to finish it. I feel the time has come to... I'm going to kill some rats. Black rats. They're not like the Stormwind rat that we've got. They're unpleasant ones. Our rat is a nice friendly guy. These are not. Is there anything in here? It's just black. It's just more critters. I don't think there's anything of interest. You used to get the odd chest lying around, but I don't think there is any chests in here. I think this is just it. So let's head on outside. We've got these two ready to turn in. There's a whole load more stuff in here. I'm wondering if we do have to come back and do anything else with this crypt while we're here. And we'll have more Ladim outside, I suspect. And we could always kill him again, but I think that now that we've killed him once... Oh, he's up there. I think once you get him once, that's it. You don't get another chance to get the really good drop from him, unless the drop is a really low drop rate. I don't actually know. If it is a low drop rate, then we just got extremely lucky by getting that hammer, and we can take that to Stormwind, list it. I might do that in a minute actually, because we're approaching running out of time. So if I hand these two quests in, then I fly to Stormwind from here and list that one on the auction house. Then I can teleport back to... actually, I can probably just fly back to Darkshire, I think. And we can do the next stage. We can speak with Cira von Indy and see what's going on there. Right, Jitters.
What can I do for you?
Did you get them? Did you? Thank you. Oh, thank you. I never thought I'd be happy to smell those brains, but now that I didn't... Now I didn't have to go and get them. Here's your reward, as promised. The Jittering Band. That's actually pretty good. Well, it's an upgrade, at least. Sven Jorgen. May the disgusting monster stay dead this time. I'll head down there and scatter his remains to ash myself. Grundorn, you've done a great thing. Perhaps in time Duskwood can return to its former peaceful state. So do we want Jorgen's boon? Or do we want Felbane belt? I think actually we want the belt. That's going to be the better one. Right, let's just equip that belt a minute. So we've got that belt there is soulbound, and that's going to increase our strength. That's increased everything by quite a nice amount. And then we've got that ring there. Now, it automatically upgrades the one that gives you the best boost, I think. Let's see. That was 2 strength, and the other one is 3 strength. And then on the other ring, we've got 3 stamina and 5 dodge. Yeah, that's quite good, actually. And then the shields, they're actually both the same. Strength, stamina, intellect. They are both exactly the same. But that one is binds when equipped. Soulbound. The soulbound stuff goes over there. And then the bind on equipped stuff, we leave here ready to sell. And that hammer. The mighty hammer. I'm so looking forward to doing this. Right. We have completed these quests over here. We just need to... Right, I'll fly to Stormwind. I'll meet you there. We'll see if this hammer is worth anything. And then we can go back to Darkshire and see if we can get anything from that one. And if we can get something from Darkshire, we're going to see if we can get anything for the hammer. But yeah, we'll go and do this one quest. That will be it then. So we're then ready to move. But we're running out of time now. So we'll do this. We're not going to go to Stranglethorn. I've decided against Stranglethorn this time, even though I particularly love going through there. I'm going to go elsewhere to the lesser travel places. So this is going to be our first point, is up here. And the thing I like about this is we haven't been up there yet. It's going to take us a while to get there. We are going to have to travel all the way up through. This is actually going to be quite a long journey. And it would be a long journey as well going to Stone Talon Mountain. So we may do that as well after we've done Arathi Basin, because there's quite a few flight points up through here. It could be interesting. I mean, you've got Stone Talon is 25 to 30. And then we've got Desolus, which is 30 to 35. So maybe we won't do Stone Talon, but we will go into Desolus. And in order to get over there, I think actually the only way that we're going to do it is we're going to have to go to Teldrassil, over to Darkshore, and we're going to have to journey south. It's going to take... It's going to be a while to get there, whichever way we do it, I think. Interesting as well. I think it could be quite good fun doing that. Right, anyway, I'll meet you in Stormwind. Right, here we go. Let's see what this is worth. A diamond hammer. Search. Nothing. Okay, so there are no blue hammers at level 25. So, in order to get a rough idea of what we want for this one, if we go one-handed and search, so we've got all one-handed weapons, and there's 1,049. Okay, this could be difficult. Right, let's go one-handed maces. This is... Yeah, it's a one-handed mace. Search. Right, the lowest level, by the look of it, well, we've got a level 41 there. That's 800 gold they're asking for that one. At level 24, Beazle's Basher, 2,400 gold. And item level 29 requires level 24. This one requires level 20. If it required level 19, it would be worth a huge amount more, because... I think it's the way that it works in the PvP. That's what makes it more valuable. But these are still... They're asking 1,300 gold for Beazle's... for a Looming Gavel. And you've got Beazle's Basher. Ebony Bone Club. Level 33. So... Oh. Yeah, level 19. Oh. They're a lot less than I thought they were. Right. So ours here requires level 20 and item level 25. I would say that we wouldn't be out of the way to ask 1,500 gold for this one. That's an item level 26. So 3 agility, and that's agility and stamina there. Ours is strength and stamina. Now, strength and stamina is like the mainstay to... That's the 2 priority items, stats, for warriors and for paladins. I think warriors can use one-handed maces. Pretty sure a warrior can use a one-handed anything. A paladin can use a one-handed mace as well. So I think that is actually, because of the stats on it, we're looking at quite a decent bit of cash. So we haven't sold anything on our list here, but we're going to put that one up there. And I'm going to go 1,450 gold there, and I'm going to go 1,500 gold. So I'm asking 1,500 gold. It's going to cost us nearly 20 silver to list it, but that's not a huge amount. We got 445 gold. We can cope. We'll cope with that just fine. So let me just reset that. We've got a couple of greens here. I'm going to list these as well while I'm here. So see if they will actually sell before next week. There's nothing else I want to sell at the moment. Oh, there was a bit of copper that we picked up. What happened to that? Oh, there's only 3 pieces. It's not really worth selling it yet. I prefer to sell it in a bigger lump. So the scouting tunic of the monkey. Someone has got that for 100 gold. I'm going to list it for the same. I'll list it for the same. So if I'm going for 100 gold, I go 97.50, 100. And create auction. Scouting trousers of the eagle. 1 gold there. And then this one on 53 gold. That's actually... I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy those out right now. Scouting trousers of the eagle. Mine. I've just bought them. Because that 1 gold is actually worth... It's not value for money for them. I can make more than that. This is good. This is what you call flipping. You buy something and then you flip it straight back onto the auction house for a higher price. So we paid 1 gold for that. I reckon we're probably going to list these for 25 gold each. It's not a huge amount, but I mean, we've just made 24 gold for doing absolutely nothing. Well, those are 53. We'll list them for 40 gold. We'll list both of these for 40 gold. I'll put those on there. I go 35. I'm happy with a 35 gold buyout. I'm quite happy with that. And then I'll go 40 gold with there. So they can buy them out for 40 gold if they want, or they can put a bid on a 35 and get it if nobody else does. So we'll create those. I'll go maximum there. Create those. So there's 34 gold profit that we'll make. And then if you take out the auction house cut, that'd be a minimum of 30 gold profit if we sell those. Just for the 1 gold that we found it for. Which I think is really worth it. Now, the Forest Buckler is 33 and 64. So I'm going to list that one at 30 gold. Again, I'm happy for 25. So I'll go 25 to encourage a bid. So at least sell it. And then 30 for someone who thinks, oh, maybe I want it right now. I don't want to wait. And that's kind of how you do it. That's kind of how it works as you go through. I don't think there's anything here now we've got that is worth listing. So let's head back to... No, those are soulbound. Right, let's go back to Darkshire, and we can do this one last quest and see if we want to do this final quest chain. We probably won't have time to do it today, though, because I've done 2 auction house sessions. We will come back. I'll get the character back here before next week, and so we can do our usual of starting up here. Right, let's run outside very quickly and see what we got. I'm going to put my sword away, because running up to someone with your sword out is not a good way to, like, encourage friendliness. You go racing towards someone with a sword, they're going to get nervous. I thought that was a woman's name. I do apologise, sir. I thought you were a girl.
King's order, friend.
Morgan Ladimore. Ah, yes, of course. His was a long and sorrowful tale. I knew him, well, before he left for the war, but that was the last time I saw him. A noble and good man he was, but he suffered a bad end. Here, I should have something here that can tell the tale better than my own recollections. He searches through the shelves and comes up with a leather-bound book. If you'd like to know more, you might ask Althea. She's been the one to handle the trouble with him of late.
Light bless you.
Okay. Right, we have... somewhere... No, we don't. It's a quest item, so we can't actually read it. Which means that we've just got to turn it into her. That's a bit of a shame. Quest accepted, Morgan Ladimore. We didn't actually gain the item, so let's just speak to her a minute. And yes. Oh, this item can be read? Oh, we will receive it. Morgan Ladimore, never heard of... Oh, you mean Mor Ladim. Oh, that is the guy that we killed. I guess you haven't heard the story? Well, I'll give you the short version. A powerful undead calling itself Mor Ladim has been wandering Duskwood. From what we've gathered, it appears to be the undead body of Morgan Ladimore, of whom you apparently know. He's been causing us all sorts of problems, attacking watchmen on patrol and killing people. She sizes you up. You seem to be capable enough. Maybe you could lay him to rest. From what my scouts tell me, Mor Ladim wanders throughout Duskwood, following a strange and meandering path throughout the cemetery. We buried him out past the house on the hill. You know where that is? There isn't anything I can do to help you, but I wish you good luck. Kill Mor Ladim and then return his skull to Commander Althea Ebenlock in Darkshire. Suggested players 3. Well, we've killed him twice on our own, so you can take your suggested 3 players, and we're not going to do anything with it. Right, so we've only got that. I think that is literally the last quest in this entire zone. So we will do that at the beginning of the next episode. And then after we've done that, we can then start our journey north. Arathi Basin next week, now that we have completed Darkshire. I've just got Mor Ladim to kill for the 3rd time. Who knows, by next week we may even be able to get another drop from him, which would be pretty cool if we get another hammer. And it'd be interesting also to see if we're going to make that money that we've listed it for. I'm really looking forward to finding out next week if we do make that money or not. Because we got quite a lot of value listed now on that auction house. It's going to be quite entertaining, I think, regardless. For me, it's one of the greatest bits of the game is opening up the mail to find that you've got a whole load of items sold. I love that bit. There's just something exquisite about getting a whole pile of gold all at once just from opening your mail and doing nothing else. All you've done is just open your mail and suddenly you've got thousands of gold pouring in. It's fantastic. But anyway, that is all I got time for. So if you enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give me a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.